On behalf of the NCAA, welcome to tonight's Division I men's basketball national semifinal game between the champions of the Austin Regional, the Michigan State University Spartans, and the champions of the Syracuse Regional, the Tar Heels of the University of North Carolina. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. At forward for Michigan State, a 6'6" senior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 15, Alan Anderson. At forward for North Carolina, a 6'9" senior from Cleveland, Ohio, number 21, Jawad Williams. At center for Michigan State, a 6'11" junior from Rochester, Minnesota, number 40, Paul Davis. At forward for North Carolina, a 6'4" junior from Asheville, North Carolina, number 32, Rashad McCants. At guard for Michigan State, a 6'5" junior from Detroit, Michigan, number 13, Maurice Eggert. At center for North Carolina, a 6'9" junior from Bloomington, Indiana, number 42, Sean Bay. At guard for Michigan State, a 6'4" sophomore from Maywood, Illinois, number 3, Shannon Brown. At guard for North Carolina, a 6'5" senior from West Palm Beach, Florida, number 5, Jackie Manuel. At guard for Michigan State, a 6-foot freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 12, Drew Neitzel. And at guard for North Carolina, a 6'1" junior from Latta, South Carolina, number 2, Raymond Felton. And introducing the head coaches, the head coach of Michigan State is Tom Izzo. And the head coach of North Carolina is Roy Williams.
He's back again, third time in the last 4 years. 5th time overall, but the first directing his alma mater, Roy Williams. All right, Billy, let's go through your game analysis for this one.
Well, the insiders, Paul Davis and Sean May, two fellas that have played extremely well of late. You'd say that this would be one-sided for May, but Davis did a great job against Sheldon Williams last week. The Glassmen, both of these teams, terrific rebounders. In the case of North Carolina, 7.8 advantage. Michigan State 7-3. There is going to be a battle on the glass. Can anybody get control? The non-starter stars. We've got Kelvin Torbert. We've got Marvin Williams. Both of these guys are extremely good coming off the bench. Williams probably has the potential to have a big, big game. And Neitzel or Nightmare? We're asking a freshman who's all Big Ten freshman, who's had 13 starts, to go up against the All-American Felton, who has 12.7 points a game and 235 assists. A tough job for the freshman.
It's not that Neitzel scores a lot of points, though, Billy. You're just probably looking at it from, will he commit a lot of turnovers?
Absolutely. You're talking about freshman against a very wily veteran.
Our game is brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television. Robert Donato, Reggie Greenwood, Randy McCall, the officials for this one, as Michigan State in the green unis, and here comes North Carolina in the home whites as the better seed. A 1 seed against a 5 seed, and they meet for the right to take on Illinois Monday night for the championship. Jawad Williams, Paul Davis, and the jump goes to Michigan State.
Here's that matchup. Felton and Neitzel. Straight man-to-man by North Carolina.
This Neitzel kid in the tournament, 3-to-1 ratio, assist to turnovers. Been very steady, including down the stretch in that double overtime win against Kentucky last Sunday. Anderson, he'll drive in, no whistle. He thought he was fouled, and Jawad Williams comes out muscling with it. McCants quickly to May. Turnaround.
Didn't have the ball in his hands on that shot, Jim. Fine catch. Probably should have brought it back out.
What kind of pace are we going to see here tonight?
Oh, I think this is going to be a much faster pace than we saw in the first game. Nice speed inside.
Anderson gives it over to Ager, and he is fouled on the way up. Well, the Spartans, again out of the Austin Regional through Old Dominion in a tough one. Vermont, the Syracuse killer. And then the 1 and the 2. They beat Duke for the first time for Tom Izzo, and they beat Kentucky in the most memorable, well, one of the most memorable games of this tournament. Illinois and Arizona, Michigan State and Kentucky. There have been a number of them. And our fans voted earlier, Wake Forest and West Virginia is the best of the lot so far. First one goes for Ager.
Ager had a good outing against Vermont with 19 points, 7 for 13, and then came back with 21 big ones against Kentucky.
Well, May was the one who fouled him, so a quick one on the Carolina center.
And remember, Sheldon Williams for for Duke, fouled out against this Michigan State just a week ago. Posting up is Williams.
Jawad puts it up off the glass. He has struggled of late with his shot, but that was a hard-earned two.
There's Ager getting down the court, beating Manuel down the floor. Good job by Michigan State to push it before North Carolina was ready to be back on defense.
And Manuel called for the block foul. That is something we saw often last week in both the Duke and then the Kentucky matchup for Michigan State. They get it out quickly, and Ager and Shannon Brown can fly.
And they can finish, too, Jim. That's why they're fearless when they go down the court. And if you're Neitzel, you don't mind getting the ball. They'll take it to the basket.
Davis, that pass deflected. McCants got a hand on it. He's up ahead. Neitzel trying to defend with the left hand. McCants was losing control of it. Just put it up. Look at Felton rolling to pick up the rock.
Well, McCants has got his shoelaces untied, and he better be careful because he could trip out there.
And look at this. He was in a knot right there into that Michigan State defense.
And there's Ager again flying into that basket.
How about this pace? Neitzel coming off the screen, set by Davis, hits the jumper.
But this is the pace I think that North Carolina would rather have than with Michigan State going this fast up and down the floor.
You're talking about North Carolina, the highest scoring team in the land this year. 31-4 at Tar Heels.
Neitzel giving up a lot of size right here on that matchup.
Back out to the corner with the three. Jawad off with that one and comes out to Neitzel.
Neitzel does a good job keeping the ball on the floor. He's an excellent dribbler. Early on, though, this season, he was dribbling and not going anywhere. Now he understands how to get that ball in a good active position.
Shannon Brown with the ball, the most outstanding player of the Austin Regional. Bank? No. Tipped around, out to May. May, the leading rebounder in this tournament through 4 games.
That was some hands by May, and then have the presence of mind. There's a bad pass. May not in position.
Well, the Carolina road to St. Louis through Oakland, Iowa State, Villanova, 1-point heart stopper, and then Wisconsin by 6. Well, they took out the 3rd place team in the Big Ten in the regional final as Chris Hill comes in for Michigan State, the senior, and Marvin Williams
and Scott in for North Carolina. So I think both coaches realizing they do have deep benches. They're going to go to that bench early because the pace of this game is the kind of thing that you're not going to be playing any 40 minutes out here.
Well, the formula is set, Billy. This is a team, North Carolina, to beat the 3 team out of the Big Ten in the regional final, taking on the 2nd place team today. If they win, they'll take on the 1st place team on Monday night. 3 straight. And Davis, follow-up Trannon. Going to foul again on Carolina, and it's going to be on Felton.
And there's Trannon. That's a great trade-off if you're Michigan State. Trannon goes after a rebound. Felton, who's a tremendous leaper, but not strong enough to go up there with Trannon. And that is the kind of foul that Roy Williams did not want to see on his guard. Normally, Felton, with that leaping ability, you'll just take it away from somebody up there. But Trannon is so strong. We talked about him, Jim, as a football player and a receiver. Really went up there well for that ball.
Good touch as well, Trannon, who was more highly recruited as a basketball player than football, but another 2-sport star at Michigan State.
Only shooting 52% from the line, but you know why? football muscles take a while to get down into basketball muscles, and I think his stroke now much smoother than it was earlier in the year.
Saw that in Austin also. So he hits 2.
And this Michigan State, a great free throw shooting team from top to bottom.
Felton from way outside, and Davis has the rebound.
Nice block out by Davis.
Here goes Ager. In for the block.
And Felton couldn't defend him because he's been told not to get in foul trouble. Michigan State doing a great job pushing that ball.
May has it batted loose.
That was Hill coming in to help out.
And Torbert comes away with it. His first action, the senior. Hill. And Davis thought about putting it up, but May closed in on him. Turn around instead. Too strong. And they hammer May.
But see, Trannon is a guy who can afford to go in there and get 4 or 5 fouls. Terrific dunk on the inside. You see Felton gave up on the play.
Trannon called for that one. He knows it.
Well, when you start talking about Torbert and Brown and Ager and Anderson, you talk about guys that can finish on the break.
Anderson right back in. Boy, was he clutch down the stretch. Hitting 4 free throws in the last 12 seconds of the second overtime to put that one away as Davis sits down.
This is interesting here. Brown on Felton right now. Brown, a good enough athlete to stay with him. He's got plenty of size. Screen inside, trying to get Williams open.
That's Marvin Williams. Jawad is sitting down. McCants working on Hill. Step back. Nope. Yep. Get right off the front of the rim. That shooter's touch that he has.
What you like to see about McCants, he's certainly back to 100% now. Was out with that intestinal disorder, but he wants the ball today, and he's really taking it to the basket. Good sign for North Carolina. Trannon on some screen.
Brown.
Another good screen.
Brown floater tipped around, and Carolina, I believe, touched it last. I didn't see the signal, but we got a timeout under 16.
My Sherpa, my equipment, my base camp, my trail. Oh, my Everest. And my favorite part, the descent. My life takes me to the edge. My American Express card always goes with me.
What happened to my seat?
You weren't using it.
Yeah, and I went to get the snacks.
Yeah, and she took your seat. You know, like your wireless company does every month.
What? They don't take my seat?
They take your unused minutes.
Man, if I could just... Really good game we got.
Only Singular has rollover. Keep minutes you pay for, use them when you need them. That's the fairest deal in wireless. The new Singular, raising the bar.
Big dance. Dave style. Only on The Late Show.
An undercover agent on the run with an arc smuggler. Stop it! Takes a wild ride that could turn deadly.
I have a friend who could help us. Their throats were cut from behind.
NCIS, CBS Tuesday.
Thousands of years ago, insects ruled the earth, and now they want it back. It's locusts invading CBS on Sunday, April 24th.
Jim, these two teams have met in a Final Four once before.
Yeah,
and it was a Final Four that history will never repeat.
And it was right here in the state of Missouri.
3 overtime games. I mean, 3 overtime games North Carolina played. The first one in that Final Four against this very Michigan State team. Great Johnny Green in that ball game. Can you imagine winning 3 overtime games? And that's when the games were played back to back. No day in between.
Yep. Carolina beat them 74-70 in triple overtime, and then only able to turn right around and do it again against Will Chamberlain in Kansas in the final over in Kansas City, Missouri. Anderson into the paint, and May trying to influence that, and he does.
He did. A good job by May.
Felton bouncing it over, and a hand in there by Michigan State.
And so far, North Carolina has misjudged the athleticism and quickness of Michigan State.
Spartan ball.
I want to point out, North Carolina, Jim, has faced a 16 seed, a 9, a 5, a 6, and a 5. So they haven't faced any of those 1, 2, 3s. Obviously, they couldn't face a 1 in their own region, but they have not faced the 2, 3, 4 type teams so far. And Michigan State right now is showing a little bit more athletic than what maybe North Carolina has seen.
Into Davis. Marvin Williams defending, and Davis able to get the hoop.
Good job by Michigan State to go inside to the big man who is coming on really, really strong. Great game against Duke.
David Noel has checked in for the Heels, number 34, and it remains North Carolina ball. What do you see here in the early action with both teams on the floor, your early indicator?
My early indicator is that Michigan State's playing much stronger, particularly off the boards, and they look much quicker going to the basket. Great man-to-man. Hill now on Felton. Staying off Felton. Looks like he wants to give Felton a shot. Felton was a good shooter.
Lob, and they're able to get it with McCants. Felton and McCants.
Over, screen from behind, and right over the top. McCants only 6'4", but can really stop. Felton's got to be careful. The hand checks out front. Little pick and roll action.
Down low, Davis. Blocked from behind by McCants. Felton, look at that pass. Noel puts it down.
Now there's the first time that North Carolina really got off on that break that they're so patented with, and that's why they're the #1 scoring team in the country. When they can go that full 94 feet, they're really effective.
Love the pass by Felton. Davis, baseline, short this time. Missed Marvin Williams.
Hits ahead. Felton would like to push that ball again, and here he comes.
Trying to squeeze it in there to Jawad Williams, and Davis intercepts. Up ahead to Torbert. Lob on this end, and it doesn't go. Underneath, Anderson. No whistle. This time there is one. And it's on the Spartans. Look out. Look out. A little heated exchange here.
And the freshman getting a little hot inside.
Look at the pass, the bounce pass, just fired in there, absolutely on the mark.
Two things you need here, Jim. You need a good pass, but you need a guy that knows how to catch a ball as well. Noel was an outstanding pass receiver, football player, and here you see McCants going way up above everybody, right behind the defense. So far, May has not been a factor in this ball game. Let's see if North Carolina now in the half-court set starts to get the ball to the man. It's been their horse.
Neitzel back in, Torbert out for Michigan State. Of course, the common thing in those two highlights was Felton.
And there's May. Good job by Davis again. Notice how every time Ager and Brown get the ball on the wing, they get ready to turn that corner.
Davis steps in, dumps it over Trannon, and that one's read by the Tar Heel defense. Melvin Scott's first action. Jawad Williams hits the top of the three, top of the key three.
Good job. He had Davis on the outside. He knew he really couldn't handle him out there. Davis looking like he's got Williams looking like he's got a lot of confidence, Jim, and he's been not shooting well in this tournament so far.
Ager, too strong, had the open look, but it's Davis. Ager with the lay-in, too strong. I'll tell you, Davis in this tournament with offensive rebounds, but unable to get a conversion. Williams, not a second time.
That was a good job by Trennan. Came out and got a little piece of that ball at the right time.
Lob high, Ager, beautiful, lays it in.
We see guys on both ends of the floor that can go above that rim.
Trennan with his second, got him with the shoulder.
And that's what Felton does so well. But again, Trannan's the guy that you can afford to give up some fouls with if you're Michigan State.
That basket right there ended a 7-point run by North Carolina. Tar Heels, 1 up.
Hey, Brody. People, are you ready? Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
You don't believe it, you can read it, page 1, and you listen it over. All see is more, hear it more, baby. Transformation on the MC, and I think on that topic we all in agreement.
With the benefits of tax deferral, it's always the right time to open an IRA. Call 1-800-FIDELITY to open your no-load, no-fee IRA today. Smart move.
Lots of Toyota cars, hundreds of choices, dozens of options. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event. Thousands of amazing values. It's not just a sale, it's an event. Now choose your favorite Camry, America's #1 selling car, or the sporty Corolla. It's among the lowest fuel cost in its class. And now's a great time to get a Prius. And don't miss the all-new 05 Avalon. Toyota's nationwide spring sales event. Only at your Toyota dealer. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Dad, what's up with that mascot? He's not moving.
He's not moving.
Once you try a tasty, fresh, toasted Italian BMT sub from Subway restaurants, you'll forget everything else.
I think he's dead.
No, he's not dead.
Back in the 1800s, when my great-great-grandfather Adolphus began brewing Budweiser, getting an ice-cold beer in the West wasn't even possible. So he came up with an idea. Refrigerated railroad cars and ice houses along the railroad in order to get Budweiser across the country in the freshest possible condition. That sure made a lot of cowboys happy back then. Today, we take the same pride in bringing our customers not only the very best tasting beer, but the freshest beer possible.
Well, Darren Williams and the Illini have just come back into the arena, taking a little bit of the second semifinal. And there's Luther Head. What a second half he had. You know, that game was 50-49 with 10 minutes to play, and Illinois closed at 22-8. I'll tell you something else Darren Williams did. He scored the first basket of the game in the opening seconds. He scored the last basket of the game in the closing seconds, and no hoops in between, but 9 assists and controlled the floor. McCants right back to May with this interior passing. It leads to Williams climbing the rim.
Boy, you love big guys that have great hands, and May knew exactly how to deliver. Williams off to a very good start, Jim, and that spells good things for Roy Williams because he has played without any confidence here the last couple of weeks.
He already has 7 points. Melvin Scott mixing it up, and they call it on Neitzel. So Melvin Scott forces it back for the Tar Heels.
There is Gerard Williams with a good dunk. Look at those hands by May. Good anticipation that his teammate would be open inside. Gerard Williams will sit down. He has really played well so far. And he'll get his namesake, Martin Williams, coming right in behind him. Not much fall off there.
You know, he hit that three, Gerard Williams. He was 0 for 7 from 3 in the last 3 games. So he certainly has the feeling going here in the early action. Sean May trying to back in and comes up short on a half hook. As Drew Namick was defending, he's come in for the first time for State, number 34.
So far, May has not gotten anything to fall, but that time he used that upper body of his so well to create some space to get that shot off.
Marvin Williams called for his first. Felton returns to the floor.
See a lot of movement with both benches today, Jim, and we expected that because they're both extremely deep.
One thing we've seen here today in that first game, the Michigan State fans were cheering on Illinois, and they're now getting a return as that one rattles out for Ager. The Big Ten fans sticking together here in St. Louis.
Good job for the weak side.
And look at Neitzel. To get ahead, Brown lays it in.
Great job by Brown. Anticipation from the weak side. I think they think that May can really score here. And May does. Good job by May on the inside, and good job by North Carolina to recognize it. Jim, let me put something in perspective in regard to what May is doing in this tournament. He leads in both scoring and rebounding in the tournament. The last guy to do that was Danny Manning at 88. Other guys that have done that, Cornbread Maxwell, Elvin Hayes, Jerry Chambers, Bill Bradley, my partner, Len Chappell, Jerry West. Can you imagine Jerry West leading the tournament in rebounding and scoring? Amazing, isn't it? 6'4", known as a guard. Back in those days, he could jump center or play anywhere he wanted to.
Well, that shows the company that Sean May is keeping these days. As Torbert is back out, so is Jawad Williams, and you can get complete Final Four coverage only at CBSSportsline.com.
And you know, Jim, out of all those guys I mentioned, you know one thing that's really strange? Only one guy played on the championship team out of that group, and that was Danny Manning. The only guy. It isn't amazing, like Kareem never led the tournament in scoring and rebounding. Bill Walton never led the tournament scoring and rebounding. Of course, they won the championship.
Yeah, they got the championships. May sits.
Good screen by Davis.
Davis is back off by Ager with another dunk.
Well, Ager and Brown really ripped off coming off of those corners.
Felton quickly up ahead. McCann's corner. Yes.
Well, right now, you don't see an indication that either team has somebody that's coming up cold like Garcia was in the first ball game. Key players are making big shots.
McCann's with 9. Talking about key players.
Chance on Torbert. Torbert's going to take him baseline.
That's Davis. He can fire it from out there, but this one doesn't drop. And it's Jawad Williams playing big. Davis reach around and able to get it over to Neitzel.
Foul that time, and Neitzel gets away.
Neitzel jumper front of the rim, and again Jawad Williams clears. Felton spin move, lost control of it, back to State.
Jawad Williams had McCants wide open, but didn't see him before he threw it out. Felton not having a real good ball handling game for him.
Namath back, Anderson out, Melvin Scott for Carolina checks in, and Bograkis for Michigan State, a 5th-year senior, is coming on the floor. He's the only one of the Final Four squads who had ever actually been on a Final Four floor. He was a redshirt back in 2001 when Michigan State made it to the Final Four, but he did not play. Again, redshirted. Hill,
great shot here.
Yep. And it's going to be on Carolina over the back. Ball on Jawad Williams.
Hey, Jim, right now, taking a look at Felton. He's had, obviously, a great career at North Carolina, led the ACC in assists, but he had 2 games this year where he had 8 turnovers. One, that game that they lost in Durham, and one against Georgia Tech. He's got to protect the ball much better than he's done so far in this first half. And I said that was a big shot for Hill before. This is another guy that needs to gain some confidence if he's going to be productive from the outside.
Torbert over Manuel.
Good short-range jump shooter.
May with the great hands again. Up ahead to Scott. Step into the basket. Felton. Davis closed in on him.
Not a good decision by Felton to put that shot up, knowing that the shot blocker was waiting on him. You see Felton coming in. He beats one man, but he has to know Davis is waiting to get a piece.
That's Manuel reaching in for his second.
A play like that, Jim, would have been good for Felton to keep that dribble alive, go right under, come back out the other side, and probably would have had a play.
Shuttling in other players now. David Noel back for North Carolina. And for the first time, Quentin Thomas, freshman point guard, as Felton is taken out. All 20 of the Carolina points have come from frontline players. Nothing out of the backcourt. Counting McCants as a frontline player. That's Torbert again. All Michigan State with that rebound.
Davis, who's taking some of those short jumpers, tries again and hits it. Another push inside.
They count the basket.
Is that going to be Torbert? Haven't seen an indication who the foul's on. It might have been Torbert.
It's actually Melvin Scott of North Carolina.
How about that?
So the basket counts and State gets possession. Well, hold on. That's a 1-1. That's the 7th on North Carolina. So that'll send State to the line. Torbert to the line.
And anytime you send this team to the line, you're sending just great production. Here you see the shot. Push on the inside. And it was just a push by the arm underneath the basket.
1-1 for Torbert.
Torbert, the #2 free throw shooter in the Big Ten. So you have Anderson. I mentioned this last week. Anderson, the #1 foul shooter in the Big Ten. Torbert, #2. Shannon Brown, #3. And Maurice Agert, #5. So some lineup, no matter where you go, you put Michigan State on the line, you're in some trouble.
Looking for a clarification over on the side with that last free throw by Torbert. I'm going to go back to the Kentucky game. They've now hit 16 straight free throws. They hit the big ones in that important second overtime.
Well, Jim, on the year, 77%.
I think Bokrakas should have been the free throw shooter. Did you see him get pushed out by Scott? The foul was on Scott. And Scott was not, and Torbert wasn't anywhere near it. Watch.
Let's take a look.
Watch Bokrakas right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Torbert, and that's why I thought the foul was called on Torbert, because that's the area, and
they're going to take the point off the board. This is a correctable error.
Right, the wrong man. Now here's Bokrakas, who's actually over on the bench. He was taken out of the game. So Torbert gets off the line. He shot for the wrong shooter. Bokrakas will come back into the ball game. Now let's look at the trade-off right there. Bokrakas is a 69% free throw shooter. He's only taken 13 free throws on the year.
So Bokrakas will face the 1-1. They took the point away, back down to 20-18.
And the biggest shots this man ever made in his life is that three-pointer that beat Kentucky down in Lexington and goes long. Davis gets it, good score.
Yep, still a 4-point play anyway. You end up with it. And Torbert made the second one. But Davis, again, offensive glass. He had 7 against Duke, 6 against Kentucky, 2 in the early going here.
May, good double down by Hill.
May, turn around, he's starting to get it going.
Well, they're taking a chance right now in regard to trying to handle May off the bench with Namick. And that's just to go ahead and occupy some time. If he commits the fouls, it keeps Davis out of foul trouble.
Davis over May. Tipped up by Bokrakas. And Namick has it swatted away by Noel.
Michigan State's getting on that glass, Jim. Thomas, not like Felton, is not going to take it. Williams wide open out there.
He does not hit one in the last 3 games in the NCAA's 0 for 7. He's already hit a couple in this one. And 10 for the game. Torbert with a 3. Unable to match it.
Michigan State, Bokrakas, that's the 3rd time he's kept it alive on the inside.
Hill will drive on Scott. Got the open lane. Put back, yes. Again, they sweep the offensive glass.
Michigan State just cleaning up on the rebounding.
May has it stripped by Hill. And Davis gets it back over to him.
Terrific job by Hill helping out. Torbert knows he doesn't have numbers, but how about leaving him alone for the shot?
Underneath Quentin Thomas.
North Carolina, May is coming down the floor slowly. Normally he runs much better than that. Williams wide open again with Davis on him.
Melvin Scott launching. And chased down. There's the long rebound you were talking about. Off of this 3.
Yeah, when you take one from 22 feet out, you don't make it, it's going to go long. May again short. And Michigan State just doing the job on the rebounds. Both ends of the floor.
Chris Hill. Here's a big shot. He hits it. He has struggled with the 3 in the tournament mightily, but gets that one. And just remember that as he ties it at 25.
Jimmy was 1 for 17 prior to that time from the outside.
May, again, thinks he can take Namick. It spins out.
May's tired right now. I haven't seen him this tired in a long time. Look, he's getting beat down the floor.
Corbett, baseline, lays it up.
North Carolina's going to have to take a timeout. They've got a tired team on the floor right now.
And Roy Williams does just that. 7 unanswered for the Spartans.
We started with a blank canvas, then infused the power of design into 3 totally new performance machines. The G6 Coupe, G6 Sedan, and Solstice. Pontiac, designed for action.
I want to give you a job.
Can you protect the president?
Only one way to find out.
XXX, State of the Union. Rated PG-13. In theaters everywhere, April 29th.
Sell your car on Autotrader.com. You get detailed descriptions, color photos, and more buyers than your local newspaper. So don't just list your car, sell it on Autotrader.com.
No matter what the sport, anytime athletes sweat, they lose more than just water. Gatorade puts back the sodium, potassium, and carbs all athletes need to perform at their best. Water does not.
CBS Sportsline invites you to vote, which is the best matchup for the championship. Illinois-Michigan State, a Big Ten matchup. They met once this year at Michigan State, and Illinois beat them there at the Breslin Center. Or Illinois-North Carolina. Register your vote, CBSSportsline.com.
Jim, the key to this ball game so far, Michigan State, 9 offensive rebounds, North Carolina 2. With those 9 rebounds, 8 second chance points for Michigan State, just 2 for North Carolina, just beating them off the boards. Both teams have played man-to-man straight through.
Working again, down low, May, and up, and too strong. And that last touch by State.
Now that's the 4th person that's guarded May in this first half. Trannon, Namath, now Delco, Raleigh, and Davis.
We have questions about taste loss. We're afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid. There are no stupid questions when it comes to taste loss.
Can you get taste loss from a foosball table?
I stand corrected. That is a stupid question. Get the facts at PreventTasteLoss.com. Protect yourself from taste loss with a great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call.
When you post your resume on Monster, your career is going places. If you post it before April 15th, you could be too. Just tell Monster why you deserve the trip of a lifetime.
I'm as close to a perfectionist as I can get.
I'm not a stranger to hard work.
I'm the guy that is going to pay most attention to the details.
Never ever called in sick. I really love programming.
I look forward to going to work every day.
Post or update your resume on Monster.com by April 15th, and you could win the trip of a lifetime. We believe you've earned it.
And you can find me on Monster.
Monster. Today's the day.
It's not just another truck. It's the Honda Ridgeline. With four-wheel drive, a rugged, integrated closed-box frame, and a lockable in-bed trunk. Introducing the all-new Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
Trust. It's everything. Nobody hands out trust. Talent is one thing. Combine talent with people you trust, and you will walk on that court with a level of respect no one can match.
Ask your financial advisor about the Hartford Mutual Funds, offered by The Hartford, a company built on 194 years of trust. Request a complete prospectus with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing or sending money.
My son is dying. I'm broke. I am not gonna bury my son!
John Q, CBS tomorrow. Thousands of miles from civilization, one survivor has gone native.
Bob John is totally turning into a caveman. It scares me.
New survivor, CBS Thursday.
A look back to Austin, and Kentucky needing that three at the end of regulation, and Patrick Sparks once, twice, three times, four times, and it dropped. And we still don't know the answer. And look at the putback. Davis had a couple of those in the overtimes. And the block by Torben. Wow, how about that one? Look at Shannon Brown, the outstanding player of the regional.
And look at how fresh their legs were, Jim, even at the end. Tom Izzo doing a brilliant job today, I think, in regard to using 4 different players so far on Sean May. What the object is just to wear him down, even if they give up some points. Now it's Delco Raleigh on him on the inside, and he will be pushing, shoving, not worried about fouling out. He's just going to keep that body on him and wear him down.
We mentioned this Delco Raleigh, number 50. He's been saddled with a knee sprain and seen little action in the tournament. Averaged 10 minutes a game during the regular season. McCants. And Manuel, oh, is that going to be his third? That's over the back on Jackie Manuel.
Neitzel did a good job, giving up probably about 4 or 5 inches on the play, just blocked out. I don't know of any coach in the country, and statistics will prove it, that teach blocking out and rebounding any better than Tom Izzo.
So that's the last we'll see of Jackie Manuel, you would expect this half.
And Jim, the other thing is blocking out even by guards.
Go to ncaasports.com/Pontiac and vote for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the tournament. $100,000 on the line. For the winning schools, you say they missed the front end of the one-on-one.
And there's now Davis is back inside on May, and he'll be pushing and shoving, and he's going to be fresh.
Terry, Sean Terry, and Alan Anderson's foot on the line.
I think he was out of bounds and stepped in, Jim. Pretty nice call by the official right on top of it. You see Anderson, he's out of bounds and steps back in, and that's why it didn't count. What didn't count is his rebound.
Marvin Williams, jumper. Too strong.
Great
look
rebound.
how high Maurice Hager climbed for that one. Is Brown driving, gets the bucket.
We talked about their ability to finish. Here comes Felton.
9 unanswered for the Spartans.
A real nice job by Michigan State stopping Felton's dribble before he can penetrate into the lane.
Inside, Terry puts that one down, the assist to May.
First time today that May has made them pay for the double down operation. Can Anderson take the freshman?
Gives it up instead. Shannon Brown lost control, and he's tied up. Arrow is going the other way. It was a 9-point run by the Spartans. It wasn't broken until May gave up the pass to Terry.
It's not that you never saw yourself in a car like this. It's that you never saw yourself in a car like this so soon.
Huh. So.
The Mazda 3 sedan and 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
This spring, you don't have to go far to make travel rewarding. Just visit choicehotels.com and book a stay at any of these hotels. You'll earn triple Choice Privileges points or triple airline miles.
I've been everywhere.
Triple your rewards, only at choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels, we'll see you there.
You're careful to get just the right crib, the right stroller, the right toys to give your baby the right start. But what about baby's financial future? The strength of the AIG companies means we'll be there for you. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG.
What's the difference between 10:30 a.m. and 10:31 a.m.? 365,000 very obsessive people. UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone.
Class of 94. Here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, News.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Enjoy the countdown to the championship with CBS Sports and Coca-Cola.
Jim Nance along with Billy Packer here in St. Louis. Illinois already has won today, and Michigan State's in front of the Tar Heels.
Jim, 35% field goal shooting, but when you rebound the way Michigan State is, and you get 6 steals compared to 1 for North Carolina, that offsets it. Up 2 points in Michigan State at this point. Again, Michigan State doing a nice job altering on Felton and on May different players, so they're always fresh. Be Davis on May now.
Looking for the lob, and Anderson on the hole.
That's a good high-low play. Very difficult to handle both May and Williams in there. Anderson just giving up too much size.
His first. Team foul number 6. So they'll inbound underneath, 3:28 to go in the half.
Fans cheering over the Illinois section as Coach Wemmer walks by.
Yeah, right behind the Michigan State bench.
Like he says, it's very difficult to go to a restaurant up in Champaign and get a decent seat anymore.
Felt
downtown,
yeah.
Long rebound.
And it's all Michigan State chasing it down. 3-on-1, Ager. Felt, wow, he reached in beautifully and slapped it away.
Yeah, remember Felton picked up that foul very early in the ball game and was hesitant to go for the block on a fast break attempt before, but he's very good at getting that ball on the way up.
Corner, Brown, 3, yes.
Terrific job coming out from the solid screen inside.
Williams falling down, and it's all Spartans. Looking for the quick release.
Experience of Anderson, wide open.
He wants it on the other side. Brown, and he gets both corners.
Terrific job by Michigan State to hit ahead.
Back-to-back trips, 2 threes by Shannon Brown.
Not good floor balance by North Carolina.
Inside, Felton working hard to find an open seam.
But look at Ager and Brown. They're breaking long and they're breaking wide, so they're open. There they turn the corner again.
Ager gets it back out to the top. Brown, can he do it a third time? Nope, over the top. But Billy, you pointed it out. We've been talking about it. Offensive rebounding.
Shot missed. There's an opportunity to go over and make a block that's not there. And, of course, nobody blocking out from the weak side. Corbett doing the job. Davis doing the job on a missed free throw.
9 offensive rebounds for the Spartans, who lead by 6.
And here you go again. Brown with his strength and quickness staying right with Felton. Felton doesn't play against many guys this big and strong.
Noel. Down and out, tipped up and in. I think Jawan Williams.
Yeah.
He's now got 12.
But again, look at Michigan State breaking on it.
Big play by Felton. Get a hand on it. Somehow Torbert lands it. And Davis on his back. Now back to the line for 2 more.
No hustle by McCants. Roy Williams beside himself on the sideline. It's a loose ball here. McCants lackadaisically goes after it. Torbert beats him to the ball.
Noel called for his first. America's #1 comedy is heading for its own Final 4. Countdown begins for Raymond's Final 4 new episodes right here on CBS. Davis hits the first.
Had his career-high 14 rebounds against Vermont, then came back with that big 20 points, 12 rebounds against Duke. And in addition to that, fouling out Sheldon Williams in that big win. And then 15 points and 11 rebounds against Kentucky. This young guy has really stepped up in the paint for Michigan State.
Hager down. You saw Hill come in. Anderson's also out. Namick's back in. Melvin Scott returns for North Carolina.
And Jim, what made this play is the fact that Michigan State just wanted the ball more. And a few times they haven't stopped Felton quickly.
Juwan Williams, hottest heel of them all so far, and it's Davis.
One shot and done for North Carolina.
7 rebounds for Davis already. Torbert, baseliner,
got hit on the elbow.
Oh, Davis tried to slam it home. Heels come out of the break, and Felton
left hand
followed up by Noel.
It's the second one today he's fouled up.
Noel had only 1 field goal in the first 4 games of the NCAAs, already with a couple of baskets in the first half.
And that's North Carolina basketball there, pushing the ball up the floor, getting the break going.
Timeout called. Tommy Izzo.
Stop momentum. Good job by Izzo.
His 4th Final 4 in the last 7 years, and his team leads.
I have this friend. He likes to talk about how his car gets like 300 miles to the gallon. Of course, he likes to leave out how he always gets passed by guys on mopeds. And what good is gas mileage without any horsepower? That's why I bought a Saturn.
140 horsepower and 32 miles per gallon highway. The 2005 Saturn Ion. The 2005 Saturn Ion 1, starting at $12,975 MSRP.
Coming up, singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis. Analyzing the first half, plus Coach Bruce Weber and Darren Williams will join them live on the set. Also the singular Naismith watch. That's all coming up on singular at the half.
You look over at that North Carolina bench. Starters, Manuel over there, May over there, McCants over there. 3 starters sitting down.
Last minute of the first half, Shannon Brown takes it to the other side of the rim for 2. He's now got 10.
Picking up right where he left off in the regional.
Kick, Torbert reset the 35.
Wanting to go inside to Williams. With just 45 seconds to go, you would think that they would put their better shooters back in the game.
How physical it's been at times inside.
You'd think McCants would come in on that exchange to take this last possession shot.
Namick is back in the middle for State. Melvin Scott with the 3.
Not a good decision. Wrong man on the floor.
They can hold it for the last, but instead they go ahead, kick ahead. Anderson. Namick was there to almost follow it up, just a little off on the timing. Well, that would have been some shot by Anderson. Trying to gauge it just right. Will the heels hold it now? Nope. Noel going up and has it taken away.
Jim, I thought North Carolina should have called a timeout, get their primary shooter McCants into the ball game, set up for the last second shot. Now they give Michigan State that opportunity, sitting on a 5-point lead.
Or will it be more as they head to the locker room? Anderson dishes down low and it's knocked out. 2-10. They've got to do a tap play.
So now look out there. You've got Brown, you've got Torbert, you've got Anderson. Brown is the guy you'd like on the tap play to get the screen because he can go up so high. See if they do it for him. No, it's Torbert.
And the Spartans go to the locker room with the lead. They outscored the Tar Heels 18-8. So the final 7 minutes. Close out the half. We've got Greg and company coming up as we continue from St. Louis on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the men's national semifinals is sponsored by Autotrader.com. DiGiorno. New Budweiser Select. And by State Farm.
New from Dolco, it's the wuss. He never sweats because he doesn't take risks.
Honey, look, the express lane's open.
Are you nuts? We've got 11 items. The wuss comes with dead fish handshake grip and beg and pleat fighting technique. Also available, the suck up and mama's boy.
Some men never take risks. For men who do take risks, there's New Degree for Men. With twice the protection you need, it won't let you down.
At Geico.com, you can get free rate quotes and handle all your car insurance needs online. But we like to make it interesting. Here's an idea we received via email. Yo, I think your website would be the bomb if you had the gecko do the robot.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Something smells good. Delivery?
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
DiGiorno? You fixed the oven?
Introducing DiGiorno Microwave Pizza. Rises up in minutes. For oven-baked taste in a hurry, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno Microwave.
What's the difference between 10:30 a.m. and 10:31 a.m.? 365,000 very obsessive people. UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone.
Time of year again.
Big deals for the big dance. The Chevy NCAA March Madness event has been extended. Score big on specially marked deals. Ends April 4th. Hurry to your local Chevy dealer today.
With this spectacular finish, Phil Mickelson captured his first green jacket and America's heart. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
St. Peter's Square is quiet at this hour, but will soon fill with mourners for John Paul II, who died earlier today at the age of 84. Good evening. I'm Thalia Shuras at CBS News headquarters in New York. The Vatican says a handful of close advisors and medical staff was in the Pope's apartment at the moment of death. The final hours were marked by uninterrupted prayer and the choral participation of thousands of faithful outside his window. Correspondents Alan Pizzi and John Roberts look ahead to what's next.
The Vatican has announced that the Pope's body will be placed in St. Peter's Square for public viewing and veneration by Monday. The funeral must be held within 4 to 6 days, and starting tomorrow, 9 days of official mourning begin. During that time, the cardinals who will elect the new Pope will have a chance to be briefed by heads of the congregations of the various departments of the Church to find out what the Church needs, and also, frankly, to size each other up.
So the cardinals, who'll meet here in 15 days, have much to consider. Can they, like John Paul II, find a candidate who is both charismatic and a skilled administrator? After this Pope's iron-fisted rule, do they want to take the Church in a more moderate direction in the 21st century? Difficult questions and some tough choices ahead.
Tonight, from coast to coast, churches and cathedrals filled with mourners.
I'm Jerry Bowen in Los Angeles at Our Lady of the Angels Cathedral, the spiritual center for the largest archdiocese in all of America with more than 4 million members, where black bunting has been draped over the cathedral's main doors in honor of Pope John Paul II. And there are mixed feelings here of relief and sadness. Relief that his suffering is over and sadness that he's gone. This was a Pope who came to Los Angeles, traveled the streets in his Pope-mobile, and he's fondly remembered.
More tomorrow on the death of the Pope, including a special edition of Sunday Morning. I'm Thalia Shuras, CBS News, New York.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Visit choicehotels.com this spring and book a stay at any of these hotels. You'll earn triple Choice Privileges points or triple airline miles. Triple your rewards only at choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
At geico.com, you can get free rate quotes and handle all your car insurance needs online. But we like to make it interesting. Here's an idea we received via email. Yo, I think your website would be the bomb if you had the gecko do the robot.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This nice waitress wants to kick Doug's butt.
I think I can take her. When I look in her eyes, I see you dead.
A new King of Queens, CBS Wednesday.
Monday, it's P. Diddy, and Tuesday, Dave's All New with Drew Barrymore and Charles Barkley.
The 6-speed, 270-horsepower Acura TL adjusts to the way each individual accelerates, brakes, and takes on the curves. Because no two drivers are alike. The Acura TL, a higher form of performance.
More and more people are discovering premium tasting steak without a grill. Thanks to the new steak, mushroom, and Swiss breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts, served on a freshly baked bagel. Their grills are desperately trying to measure up. Dunkin' Donuts, bring yourself back. Buy any breakfast sandwich, large or extra large coffee, and play Sip, Scratch, and Score.
He broke it off. Who? Him.
5:30, 6:30, whatever you say. Right on the money. That would be excellent. Absolutely.
Okay, I think your turn is up.
But this is the only place I can get a good signal on my cell phone.
Mister, don't make me come up there.
Jerry, I think I'm going to lose you.
Need a better network? Switch to US Cellular and take our Best Network Challenge for 30 days. Then you'll be sure it's the best network for you. It's one more way we connect with you. US Cellular.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, raising the bar.
A look from overhead at St. Louis's 21-story tall sports palace, the Edward Jones Dome, with aerial coverage provided by Monster. Today is the day. At halftime, Michigan State with a 38-33 lead on the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Hi once again, everyone, and welcome back to the Final Four in Singular at the Half. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. Take a look at some of the numbers from the first half of this game, and we have steals highlighted there because the Michigan State Spartans have 7 of them compared to a couple for North Carolina. North Carolina out shooting the Spartans. However, it is a 38-33 lead at halftime. Let's talk about some things that we saw in the first half. Start with Carolina, Clark.
Rashad McCants, a terrific all-around offensive player. He can get his own shot as he does here. Nicely set up by Raymond Felton for the flush. But he did a good job defensively here on this play, coming from behind the block, Paul Davis. But Michigan State has controlled the boards, especially at the offensive end. That's why they're on top.
And Michigan State inside. Paul Davis on his way again to another double-double. He's had a double-double in each of his last 3 games. 7 points and 7 rebounds here at intermission. And he's just playing with so much confidence and consistency, which has really not been the staples of his career. But he is really doing a great job. And look at the confidence stroke from the outside. When Paul Davis plays as well, Michigan State goes from being a good team to a great team. And he's also outplaying Sean May and getting a lot of his help from his friends on the defensive end of the floor. North Carolina, the leading scoring team in the nation, only 33 points at halftime. Sean May spending a lot of time on his keister in the first half, only 4 points and cutting off Raymond Felton. I will say this, I think Michigan State is making a mistake trying to run with North Carolina. They need to make the Tar Heels play more defense. They don't like the guard, Clark.
Well, I tell you what, Michigan State has to run. That's why they're on top. They're pounding the boards. They want to get up and run. They wore out North Carolina because North Carolina showed some fatigue, Seth. Sean May was struggling there. I think the only way Michigan State wins is by continuing to keep the pressure on and pushing that pace, pushing that pace, pushing that pace. That's the only way they can win this game.
Exactly what North Carolina wants them to do.
I think Michigan State
run,
is better
run.
at it.
They only have to play well for a couple of minutes, and North Carolina will be back on top.
We'll see in about 20 minutes.
All right, guys. Earlier, we talked about Wayne Simeon and J.J. Redick being finalists for the Naismith Trophy. This wonderful piece of hardware. Now, let's look at the other two finalists for this year's Naismith Trophy, presented by Singular Wireless. Clark?
The big fella, Andrew Bogut, led the nation in double-doubles. He can do it with power or finesse. A terrific low-post player. Chris Paul, one of the nation's top dime droppers. He gets it done in fine fashion and always at full throttle.
All right, Clark, remember, you can vote for the 2005 winner of the Naismith Trophy, presented by Singular. Text the word VOTE to 26222 on your wireless phone to get the official ballot for the first time. The fans will join with the Naismith Board of Selectors and count for 25% of the vote. Now, earlier today, in the first of our national semifinal games here on CBS, Illinois knocked off Louisville in convincing fashion. Roger Powell, a three to give Illinois the lead at 45-42. Luther Head got into the action. Both of those gentlemen had 20 points apiece. Illini at 58-49. Powell again with a jumper for his 16th point of the half. Head another three. Illinois to the championship game for the first time. Head coach Bruce Weber after the game.
We wrote April 4th on the board about 6 weeks ago, and you are playing. You are one of two teams playing, guys, playing for a national championship, and this is our home court, guys. This is our home court. It's going to be all orange. You have a chance to do something special, never done in Illinois history, win a national championship. Let's go. Yeah! We do it. 1 hour? Tell me the time.
And from a celebrating locker room back out on our set, we're joined by Illinois head coach Bruce Weber and his junior guard Darren Williams, who are headed to Monday night's championship game. Congratulations to you both. You did so many things well tonight, Coach. I want to know what you're most proud of with your team.
I think their defense. It's been the thing nobody's talked about all year. They talk about our passing, our motion. They talk about our fast break. But we've been very consistent defensively, and Darren stepped up the last two games and shut down two pretty good ball players.
He did. I'd like to know, what is it about Francisco Garcia that was toughest to stop? What did you want to do tonight?
Well, he just does so many things well. He creates for himself as well as his teammates. So I just felt that he was a big part of their offense, and that if we could stop him, then we could control the game.
What's the key to you being as good as you are defensively?
Well, Coach always jokes with me I'm a good on the ball defender, but not so good off the ball. I have a tendency to watch, so it's definitely one of my strengths. I just try to move my feet and just make things as hard as possible and be physical.
Yeah, how much film study before you actually get ready for these guys?
We watch a lot of film, put in a lot of hours. The coaches definitely do a good job of that, preparing us for the games.
Yeah, coaches always find something to criticize, right? You shut a guy down. You could be better off the ball, Darren. But, we were sitting there watching the end of this first half, Darren. You said to Coach, whoever we play on Monday night is going to be a different kind of game. It's going to be more of an up-tempo game. Is that a challenge that you relish?
Oh, definitely. We like to get up and down. Both these teams, either one who wins, they're going to like to get up and down. So we just look forward to that matchup.
Coach, give us a scouting report here on the second half. What do you expect to see? I know you're a Big Ten guy, so what do the Spartans need to do to close this thing out?
Well, they have to control Carolina's break. What Darren just talked about, early Carolina got going up and down. They get it into May. They isolate him. If you can stop May from getting the ball in the first 7-8 seconds, now they kind of get stagnant and they don't always look to him. So if you control the break, which they've done, and they also got to stay aggressive. They got all the loose balls, dove on the floor, and then they haven't even shot the ball that well, which is usually their strength.
Coach, you've played Michigan State during the season, but a team that gets this far into the tournament probably gets a little bit more self-confidence, maybe makes them a little tougher. Are they a different team than when you saw them earlier?
Well, there's no doubt. They had to get over the hump. They kept losing close games against highly ranked teams. Finally, the Duke game got them over the hump. They played so hard. They were aggressive from the start to the finish, and finally those guys got that confidence. That senior group, and really the juniors, kind of were abused by the media, by their fans. They couldn't win the big game, and that game kind of got them over the hump. The same with Paul Davis. Seemed to never come up with big plays, and he sure did against Duke, and he's playing well today.
Did you really look to focus in on trying to score against that zone in the second half inside? It seemed like you were trying to attack it a little differently.
Well, one thing they got it so spread out in the first half, and we talked at halftime about getting the ball up to the defense, and Darren went in there with this dribble. Now you suck him in, now you pitch it, now you're able to get it inside. But Roger hit big shots at key times. Darren, he has a great feel of the game, not only defensively, but he reads things and gets it to the guys when they're open.
Yeah.
Coach Bruce Weber, Darren Williams, congratulations to you. We'll see you here Monday night, okay?
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. We remind you, we'll see the Fighting Illini play for the national championship Monday evening. Our coverage begins at 9 Eastern time with prelude to a championship. That's followed by the NCAA title game. We thank you for joining us here on Singular at the Half. Jim and Billy are back with the second half of Michigan State and North Carolina after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, raising the bar.
How many bars you got?
Don't even, come on.
What?
You do that, you trick me into thinking you have no reception, and I tell you I have 3 bars, and then, you do your little 5-bar dance.
I do not do that.
Okay, great.
I've never done that.
I got 3 bars.
I got 5 bars, 1, 2, 3.
Singular has more bars in more places with the All Over Network, the largest digital voice and data coverage in America.
5. That's great. Thank you for that.
The new Singular, raising the bar.
Hammer throw is tough. It isn't just you against a 9-pound ball. It's you against yourself. It's pure concentration, and you have to dig deep inside to find every throw. It's brutal. I had to study biomedical engineering just to relax.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
What makes CSI TV's most watched drama? 110 million viewers and counting.
We're looking for a human butcher.
Hit the lights! Oh, God. Don't miss CSI. And why are you here?
We don't think you murdered any of those women.
We're sick. You need some serious help. I should kill you. Without a Trace after CSI, CBS Thursday.
Friday, this math genius predicted where and when bank robbers will strike. The only thing he didn't calculate was how.
This case, it isn't about robbing banks.
See that?
What's inside a bank that's more valuable than money?
March Madness is still going on, but we already know who's number 1. CBS. This year, CBS has more viewers than anyone else. We have the #1 comedy, the #1 news magazine, and the #1 drama on television.
Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there.
CBS, America's most watched network.
Shannon Brown leads Michigan State with 12. Spartans going into the second half with a 5-point lead.
It's a wonderful night. You gotta take it from me. It's a wonderful night. It's a wonderful night. You gotta shake it from me. It's a wonderful night. It's a wonderful night. We got the answer. Come on. It's a wonderful night. You gotta take it from me. It's a wonderful night. It's a wonderful night. It's a wonderful night.
The echo in the gym. The squeak of the shoes. The buzzer. The brick. The whistle. The crowd. Swish. I left the game, but it'll never leave me.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
What is greater than? Greater power. Greater grip. Greater innovation. The all-new 255 horsepower Audi A4. More power, under more control. It's greater to lead than follow.
Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoes. Let's go, cat.
2006 all-wheel drive GS. The next phenomenon from Lexus. At your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
I'm Steve Wynn, and this is my new hotel. The only one I've ever signed my name to. Can I get down now?
One car has factory-installed keyless remote start, and it's not a Honda Accord. Only one car has the first and largest 4-panel panoramic roof available, and it's not a Toyota Camry. And it's not a Nissan Altima 2.5 that has the most powerful engine. It's the first ever Pontiac G6. See your Pontiac dealer today.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the men's national semifinals is sponsored by Paramount Pictures' The Longest Yard, McDonald's, Chevy, and by the Hartford Mutual Funds.
Can you imagine you lose in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinals? No one believes you've got anything going for you going into the tournament. Now 20 minutes perhaps away from going to the championship game. Billy, let's take a look at our Pontiac game changer.
One of the few things that went well in the half-court set for North Carolina, and here you see McCann. We talked about his elevation. He gets a back screen and then just goes to the basket, and watch how high he will go to get this ball in the top. Nobody back there as Davis's screen from helping. McCann goes up and puts it away.
All right, let's take a look now at the Powerade first half stats and what stands out to you here, Billy.
Without question, fast break points. Michigan State getting right down the floor in a hurry, and I think that's been really the case with Brown and Ager sprinting out, beating North Carolina back down the floor, and then creating those situations, allowing Michigan State to get good offensive rebounding.
Billy, this is a Michigan State team that beat only one ranked opponent. Of course, the Big Ten Conference wasn't producing a lot of teams in the top 25, but they had only one win over a ranked opponent before Austin last week. They'd beaten Wisconsin for that one win during the regular season, but until they played Duke and Kentucky, that was it. What has turned this team around?
Well, I think that confidence, and I think also from the standpoint of getting completely healthy, and I think when you have Drew Neitzel going to the backcourt to change the complexion is how they push the ball up the floor. It really helped them.
Let's take a look at the Coca-Cola Red Time Tournament summary. And Illinois is in a championship game for the first time in their 100-year basketball history. First Big Ten team to reach the final since Indiana in 2002. And it could be all Big Ten. And North Carolina has other ideas. Manuel's back out on the floor. Remember, he picked up 3 in that first half. 3 fouls. He missed his defensive presence and his leadership. One of the seniors. Neitzel looking for some help. Anderson, who did not make a shot from the floor in that first half. Walking that baseline. Brown with the 3, too strong. And it's Jawad Williams, who had hefty numbers in that first half.
Williams came out showing a lot of confidence that he had possessed in this tournament earlier. Good feed down low.
Here he is. He had 12 in the first half. Comes up short. It's May with the lay-in.
There are those hands. He was almost falling down as he was catching that ball. But again, North Carolina does not get back on defense. Brown wide open. It sets things up.
Alan Anderson. Back out high to Brown.
Chance trying to help the referee out a little bit. They just ignore him.
Stolen by Jackie Manuel.
Here comes May.
Big numbers. May.
Oh,
follow up the pants.
How about Brown altering May's shot? That's the first time in this ball game we've seen May get down the floor to the potential of an offensive putback on a break.
Chance now has 11, but that's his first basket since 10 minutes on the clock in the first half.
A lot of screening for Davis inside to get him the ball down low.
Davis won that first half matchup inside. Brown on the wing. And that skids off the rim, and it's going to be North Carolina ball.
Pretty good block out by Manuel, even with 3 fouls.
Shannon Brown, back-to-back trips down the floor. He hit 3 from opposite corners. Had 12 in the first half. Coming off a career-high 24 in the regional final.
Torbert on Felton right now. Felton quicker than he is. There again, that same lob. This time it's to Williams.
And they come busting out of the locker room with the first 6 to take the lead.
Good idea by Michigan State. Go right back inside of the man. It's been hot. Can't make the play.
Ager on the way up. He was setting up for the slam.
Probably
and
a pretty good foul.
Yep, McCants second.
Because Brown was going to stuff that. There's that lob right over the top to Williams. Decent back screen by McCants.
Let me correct that. That's only the first on McCants.
That was a good foul, though, Jim, for the simple reason that without question, that ball would have been flushed by Ager. But at least you put him on the foul line. But again, Michigan State, when they go to the foul line, terrific team. Ager, 81%.
Their leading scorer on the season coming in by a total of 3 points over Allen Anderson, who will now retreat to the bench, talking about Anderson, and Williams sits down also.
Trennan into the ball game now, and in that first half, Tom Izzo used 3 different people on May other than Davis. They played 12 minutes, they picked up 3 fouls, and scored 2 points. So the object is not for them to put up big stats, just to occupy minutes and wear May down.
Ager's 2 puts Michigan State back in front by 1. May.
Not a good ball handler, in trouble. It's a good catch by Williams. McCants will try to take Knights. He's too big for him.
Yep, push off called on the freshman.
Yeah, Knights in real trouble there because McCants really sized you up. If you're too small, he'll go ahead and use that ball maneuver right in front and then just blow by.
And it's the second on Neitzel. It was a quiet first half for the decorated Carolina freshman, Marvin Williams. Now it's McCants. Trannan defending, and McCants takes him.
Takes him quickly. But again, look
Here
at this.
They go. Ager, and he's back to the line. That could be Manuel.
I think that's number 4 on Manuel. But how about the job that Michigan State does breaking Ager and Brown down the sidelines before North Carolina picks up?
Yep, number 4 on Jackie Manuel. Well, you better be ready for this bunch in transition.
Oh, absolutely. And as I said before, they not only are quick, but this is what's changed a lot. Knights will get them the ball. They break out long and go wide, and then they can finish if they have that opportunity to turn the corner.
Manuel has to come out with the 4. David Noel in for him. Neitzel also sits, and it's Chris Hill into the lineup for the Spartans.
Well, Manuel made all ACC defensive team, but Noel, as far as his athletic ability, can hang right with it. There's that free throw shooting.
Yep, you may have seen that stat go by a moment ago. Carolina has attempted 1 free throw in this game and missed it. That's it. He'll launch it. He got it for the lead.
Pretty good job by Noel turning the corner. Now there's what he can do better than Manuel. Much better offensive threat.
Away from the ball as Trannan was posting up down low. They whistle Marvin Williams with the foul from behind.
Freshman inexperience, Jim, because you know they're not going to go to Trannan inside in the low post, get him the ball offensively. There's May sitting down.
Jawad Williams comes in for him, Billy.
Jim, the last game that you can think of that May had that he's played like this was against Wake Forest way back in January 15th, where he had 9 points and 9 rebounds.
Chris Hill.
Made 1 in the first half.
Not this time, and it's Marvin Williams climbing high. Trailer is Jawad. Lays it up, gets the soft roll. He is something else here tonight.
Senior having a terrific game in McDonald's All-American. He's gone through some rough times at North Carolina, but having a big game here.
Ager. Tough shot.
Good hands by Davis.
Davis with the slam again. Able to keep possession. Up ahead, they try to beat them. It's transition.
Oh, he had to walk.
He did.
Considering the score, you're up 2. You don't need to make that pass. And no angle, and the ball thrown over the head. Williams did a terrific job, don't you think, Jim, just hanging on before he walked.
Melvin Scott back. McCants out.
Roy Williams, looking at this Michigan State depth and quickness, decides he better go to his bench. He doesn't want a worn-down team.
Much of this North Carolina roster recruited by a man who's sitting on the Michigan State bench tonight. Davis on the baseline, in trouble, turns it over. There's Coach Wojcik, Izzo's assistant, who for 4 years was Matt Doherty's assistant. And a little exchange here. Hey, wait a minute. Freshman says to the football player, don't give me that.
But you know, there's a train. Look at Trannon.
Takes it away from Felton. Hammers it home.
How about that?
Well, you don't see that often.
Well,
a guy like Trannon that size taking it away from Felton.
That was a terrific play. And how about getting minutes and quality deals out of guys off the bench? That was just a great, great play.
Felton free. Felton now showing some signs.
Now there's a case where Trannon got picked. Should have stayed with a little bit longer on the hedge move. Teams are battling back and forth right now. Very important to get Davis back in the action down low.
Shannon Brown looking for the tie. Got it.
Scott goes underneath the screen.
This is some action out of the locker room these first 5 minutes.
Well, Proviso East has one player in the Final Four. It looks like Brown wants to be right there, like his old teammate.
D. Brown and Shannon Brown. And Jawad Williams. Can you believe he had only one double-figure scoring game in his last 8? But tonight he has been the Carolina star with 18. And it's going the other way. They're going to call Davis down low. Positioning too forcefully. Heels have taken the lead. They were 5 down at halftime.
It's only little on the outside. Meet the surprisingly big Chevy Aveo. With the surprisingly big 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. All for under 10 grand. Chevy Aveo, an American revolution.
See your local Chevy dealer today.
Catherine, wait.
Leave me alone. I'm not worthy of you.
It is I that am not worthy of you.
How can you say that? Edward, you have been nothing but honorable.
I've been a fool. My whole life. Catherine, I love you. I've always loved you.
Oh, Reggie.
You got it?
Got it.
They're on me. I see him. Go. Now. They're right behind me. Which way? Go south. 3 buildings.
That way!
Head for the roof. I sent the package overnight. Should be there by 8:30.
Should be there?
Trust me. He'll be there.
The most trusted color on Earth. UPS. What can brown do for you?
Powerful. Fearless.
That's not that bad. I died once.
Deadly. Jennifer Garner. Electra. Own it Tuesday.
Pope John Paul II. His impact on the U.S. will last a lot longer than you might think. Why? The story on 60 Minutes, Sunday.
In Africa, can Rob and Amber make it through croc-infested waters?
Come on, come on, come on.
A new Amazing Race Tuesday and a special episode CBS Wednesday.
Well, those who voted at CBS Sports Line have said now the precincts are all closed. They want to see North Carolina and Illinois on Monday night. I know there's someone else here who'd like to see that too. You know that might be?
Well, I think there are probably a lot of fans up there in blue, but there's one guy right there that you know what he wants to see. Dean Smith, the incredible coach, the all-time winningest coach. Jim, doing some research on him a while back, he had 19 straight years where his team shot over 50%, and 16 of those 19 years, they shot over 70% for the foul line. You don't beat many clubs that can do that consistently. He was some coach.
Yep, royalty here in the house tonight in St. Louis. May banks it in. May's father played for Dean Smith on the '76 U.S. Olympic team. And that was the start of the relationship that really led Sean May from Bloomington, Indiana, to go to Tar Heel country.
McCants getting down, took that challenge. Nice job by Brown stepping out, nothing there.
And McCants chases it down. North Carolina has hit its last 8. Make it 9.
That's what you can't let North Carolina do if you're Michigan State. Getting the open floor with Felton before you slow down his dribble. Davis out of the game. He's going to have to come back in with little or no rest.
This tempo is just getting things out of control here for Michigan State now. Carolina taking advantage. And Brown reaches in, and that is out of bounds, not a foul, going to the Tar Heels. Tar Heels with some lobs. Jawad Williams, that was first half. Terry.
And Williams again.
Talked about all that great shooting under Dean Smith. Well, they've now hit the last 9 from the floor in this one.
Davis, a little rest on May. May goes right through him. Nothing there. Good job by Davis.
Neitzel, here's a lob. And Ager unable to get it, was a little behind him. Pull up, 3, front of the rim.
Oh, McCants does not again go for the loose ball, and it costs him.
Tie up arrow, but it's North Carolina ball.
Might have been up too high on this one, was Ager, huh? He was looking down at that rim.
I think he had to reach back a little too far.
There was a lot of oomph on that pass, too, Jim. Wasn't very soft. Tough one to catch when you're that high up in the air. But Ager and Brown show that they're as good a finishers as any college team has.
What's been the biggest reason for this Carolina turnaround in the second half?
Well, I think in the open court, Jim, when you don't slow down Felton, North Carolina really gets into their running game. It's a pretty good delay right here where they're cleaning the floor for May, who could use a rest with all those guys that have been banging on him today.
Coach Roy, 71% his team in this half.
Jansen inside with Anderson, and he's so quick getting off the floor.
Now whistle. McCants angry, unable to convert with a chance for a 3-point play. Thursday Survivor. How can a tribe of 2 compete against a tribe of 8? It has a secret alliance formed between them. That's a whole new Survivor Thursday on CBS.
Nowhere near as big, but he reminds you of Antoine Jamison, who was so quick off the floor. And you remember back in the 1998 when North Carolina was a #1 seed and Michigan State was a 4 in Greensboro. And that was with Jamison and Carter beat this Michigan State club and went on to the Final Four. From then on, though, Tom Izzo took 3 straight teams to that Final Four.
Yep, they wouldn't lose before going to a Final Four for a long time. 99, 2000, plus the championship that year. In 01.
We'll see if Neitzel can get some things started again. They did well when they got that ball into Davis. And there he is.
Backing in and over May. Tough shot. Kicked around to Ager. Oh, blocked by Jawad Williams.
But again, Michigan State getting those second chance opportunities.
Ager, and it's Williams on the box out. Up ahead, Noel slips a bit, tries to save it, and right to Jawad Williams, who's everywhere tonight. 7-point run by the Tar Heels. Looking for more. McCants guns it down.
Penetration and kick out.
Biggest deficit of the tournament for Michigan State. You who had it on them before was Old Dominion in their first round. Had them 7 at one time before the Spartans came back. Roy Williams of the Tar Heels take the 10-point lead.
Conditions get a little out of line. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun.
With its Vortec engine and seating for up to 6, the Colorado Crew Cab has power and room to spare.
Man, I feel like a woman.
An American revolution.
See your local Chevy dealer today.
We switched to fair and flexible at Sprint because our old wireless company charged these huge fees for going over our minutes on our family plan. So we had a family meeting, took a vote, and decided it was all Wendy's fault. Yeah, but she suggested Sprint, so it all worked out.
Good call, Wendy.
Thank you.
No more huge overages. Sprint automatically adds anytime minutes as you need them. Every 100 minutes costs just $5. Others charge $35 or more. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
I want to taste my beer, but I can't.
Every year, thousands suffer from taste loss. Look for the clues. Does your buddy smack his lips incessantly? Does your boyfriend act fidgety? Or do emotional outbursts come at inopportune times?
Why are you doing this to me?
Get the facts at PreventTasteLoss.com and protect yourself with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite.
I've held it inside for so long.
Miller, good call.
I still don't get it. Let's say that your ham sandwich is a computer on a basic high-speed connection. And let's say that my tuna sandwich is a computer with the protection of AOL. Uh-oh. There's a whole bunch of spam. Some viruses? Now, which would you rather have? Basic high-speed connection or high-speed with AOL? Of the tuna. Actually, the tuna's mine.
Get AOL on broadband for greater peace of mind and much more. Want a better internet? You belong in America Online.
Working 24/7 to ensure the fresh taste of Planters nuts is physically demanding. That's why Mr. Peanut has such a ripped six-pack. Planters. Famously fresh taste.
I'm like a big baseball fan.
Get ready for the comedy with plenty of errors.
It's only a game.
Start moving towards the door.
And lots of hits. Fever Pitch, rated PG-13. Special sneak previews this weekend.
Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by Monster. Today's the day as we return to St. Louis, and I've got to say it, Billy, this has been a sensational Final Four sight. You know, it was awarded a number of years ago, and, you know, people discuss these things in advance. Will that work? I don't know. They've had it years ago. It has been great. You should have seen the turnout yesterday, folks, at the open practice. And that's just one example, but over 30,000 on hand, and it's well deserving, in my mind, after seeing 20 of them, to come back again far sooner than from 1978 to 2005, but wait the last time. Hill, important three, and it dips down and out.
I don't know if that's the shot you want coming out of a timeout. Here comes Felton
and May to the line.
And Felton again. Now what's happening to Michigan State? They're not stopping him as he crosses half court. And when you turn him loose, he'll make plays.
NCAA March Madness On Demand gives you total access to the men's tournament. Replay all the games in the video archive, and you can get live team press conferences, game highlights, and more only at ncaasports.com or cstv.com. Hill with his first, and May to shoot a pair.
And Jim, in that first half, remember how May seemed to be extremely tired with all that banging when 4 different players playing on him. It looks like he's gotten his second win, now getting up and down the floor, which is something Felton really likes because he likes his great hands to be on the end of those passes in the lane.
This game was tied at 49. Now 12 unanswered for North Carolina.
Now you've got Brown and Ager and Davis. You want to see if Brown and Ager can get back into this ball game a little bit with some touches here instead of Hill.
They've missed their last 6 from the field.
No doubling down here on Davis.
Turbin puts up the 3, and
big
the senior, huge shot.
Williams Davis wants it inside. Torbert's just holding him. Good action by the freshman trying to get loose.
Yep, Torbert in his first. That contained Marvin Williams, but not Jawad Williams. Sean Mays starting to get it going too.
Oh, no doubt, but this one here, we
So quiet, and yet so loud. Chevy Cobalt, starting at just $14,190.
See your local Chevy dealer today.
Multitasking is great, except when you're driving. Answer the cell phone, referee the kids in the back seat, drink your coffee. We all do it. But Allstate knows if you do it a little less, you're less likely to have an accident or get a ticket. Keep a safe record and Allstate can save you up to 20%. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
If Sarah wants to turn a cozy moment into the right moment, I want to be ready. That's why I asked my doctor about Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet proven to not only work fast, but also work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to be the guy she can count on. 36 hours to respond to her the way I want to when the moment is right.
Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if Cialis is right for you.
Sure, I did it for me. But it's not just about me, is it?
36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready? This film not yet rated.
North Carolina 5 down at halftime, has rebounded in the second half for Coach Roy Williams, and we talked about Rick Pitino, first to direct 3 different programs to the Final Four. Well, Roy joins a very short list of coaches to take 2 teams to the Final Four, and he's done it the quickest in the second time around for the second program. Only his second year. Did you expect he could do it that fast when he took over?
Well, he had a pretty decent nucleus, but what he had to do is to change the mindset of the guys that he inherited, and he really did a good job. That first year at North Carolina, lob pass, Williams wide open.
Defended by Trannon, and May puts it back.
And now North Carolina starting to get on the offensive glass with some second chance points. Trannon down inside. Michigan State will not look for him.
Corbett hit a 3 just a short while ago, and this one pulled down by Marvin Williams.
May wanting that ball inside, a little bit of push by Davis. May recovers nicely.
May head to the line. He is fired up.
And he wants that ball, Jim, which is a sign of a kind of player you want to get that ball to.
Tomorrow on 60 Minutes. Pope John Paul II, his impact on the U.S. How it'll last a lot longer than many might think. The story is tomorrow on 60 Minutes. Trannon picking up his 3rd, and May for a pair.
And Jim, you start talking about fathers and sons. We have Sean and Scott May made it to the Final Four. Mike and Henry Bibby. Of course, both of those guys were on victorious teams.
Well,
and then you have Marcus Johnson and Chris.
Before you go too far, don't forget about Sean's brother, Scott Jr.
Right, played within that, so that's the first time that the fathers had 2 kids make it to the Final Four and made it himself.
Yeah,
exactly.
02 roster. Yep. The brothers.
You've got some that have been able to win, both father and son. We mentioned Bibby's Arizona and Bibby's UCLA that were able to win the national championship each. North Carolina now picking up way out in their man-to-man.
And Anderson could be a big key if the Spartans are to find a way to come back here in this one.
Nice set play. Good step back by Ager.
Tough shot.
Tough shot is right.
Yep. And again, it's May. Picked off by Hill.
Nice recovery by Hill with that anticipation. McCants probably should have come to get the ball.
Davis with the jumper. And it's all Carolina underneath with Felton.
Now here's Felton doing what Magic Johnson used to do back in '79. Take the ball from a rebound position, take it up the floor, and create his own fast break.
2-point basket, Billy, gives North Carolina the 15-point bulge. Largest of the night. An 18-3 stretch.
On May 27th,
the warden wants us to put a football team together.
it's the Cons versus the Guards.
There goes the neighborhood.
Saddler.
That's gonna cost you. Looking forward to it.
Rock.
Who are we gonna crush? The gods! Who are we gonna kill? The gods! Who are we gonna kiss? The gods! Gotcha.
Why can't I be quarterback? Hit me, I'm open. That's the reason. Sit down and shut up.
The Longest Yard. Rated PG-13.
Will you teach me to football?
I'll teach you anything. Just don't eat me.
Friday, May 27th.
And a reminder, CBS's new Friday night hit has a fresh formula for solving crimes. It's all in the numbers. See why critics say numbers all adds up, according to the critics. Friday, 10 Central on CBS.
Jim, this run by North Carolina reminds of what we saw down in Charlotte in the opening round against Iowa State, where they got on that terrific run offensively. Anderson, 5 second count. Good defense by North Carolina. And Roy Williams, with this lead, gets a chance to rest May. And Felton doesn't look like he wants any rest. Boy, he has got a determined look on his face.
It had to hurt some of the Spartan fans at home when they heard you compare Felton to Magic Johnson because he's hitting shots. And
well, what Magic Johnson was so effective at is grabbing rebounds off the defensive end in that matchup zone that Judd Heathcote used, and then taking it all the way with the dribble. Nice play by Anderson on the defense.
Yep, defensive Jim. They come out with it. Hill looks ahead.
Got Ager on the wing.
Got Davis inside for the easy lay-in.
Good job by Michigan State. And I hope people weren't thinking I'm thinking Felton is as good as Magic Johnson.
That was a little magical.
You've got to stop his dribble out front.
Anderson down low. Kicks it over to the other side and a foul. Did this tempo in the second half just get things out of control for Michigan State, away from him? As you see Jawad Williams in his game too, sharp in the first half, and big baskets to begin the second as well.
Well, Jim, you know if a team on the course of the year has been the #1 scoring team in the country, it means they want to get up and down the floor. Do you want to play their game or do you want to play your game? Obviously, a little bit more control is beneficial for Michigan State. You let this team turn loose, and it could be a problem.
Neitzel and Trannon for Michigan State. May and Melvin Scott. As Marvin Williams heads out, McCants as well.
As an example, you go back to the course of the year. They scored 106 against Iowa, 91 against Kentucky, 91 against Georgia Tech. Those are the kind of games where they want to get in that flow, running up and down the floor with this deep team of theirs.
Ager out, Torbett in.
Tomazo trying to get some fresh players defensively. May had that little rest. Trannon on him inside. I'll bet you Felton lets him touch the ball. There he is. Nice double down. Good kick out.
Right back to May. Finds a man inside. It's Noel, and his last touch. Nothing to call a foul on Shannon Brown. You can't believe it.
Noel went in for Manuel, Jim, and I said there won't be much of a fall off there. I realized that Manuel was all-conference defensive player, but Noel has got good hands, strong, and maybe even a superior athlete.
It's a 1-and-1 for Noel. Grew up just a few miles from the Duke University campus in Durham. Over the back call on Carolina.
It's going to be on Williams.
You said it earlier. When you say Williams on North Carolina, you know, you have to kind of look around. You're talking Jawad, you're talking Marvin, you're talking Roy. That is on, actually on May. They call it on May, and that's two on the Carolina Center.
He picked up one early in the ball game.
And Brown.
And it's Noel. That's what I was talking about.
Yep.
Nice job pushing him out. Noel understanding what's happening there on the double downs. Just as we saw Terry break after throwing the ball to May. Smart play by Noel to do likewise.
Third foul on Anderson. And again, Illinois, 15-point winner earlier tonight. 15-point final margin was what in fact was the largest margin of the game. They held Francisco Garcia to only 4 points. They shot 63% in that second half. They got 20 from Powell, 20 from Luther Head as they advance.
Air ball by Noel, only a 58% free throw shooter, so it was probably a pretty good foul on the part of Michigan State.
One more.
That's 3 straight by Noel and misses. Gives Michigan State a little opening here.
Spartans need to take advantage. Just coming off an empty trip. Anderson rejected by Jawad. Over to Shannon Brown and tipped up Torbert. We have a look at Raymond Felton.
Michigan State does a nice job getting back down floor. Felton had eyes for the fast break, nothing there.
That sequence sends Davis to the scorer's table to check in. Follow up, no, Noel.
And May again struggling a little bit coming back down court. Not a good pass.
What a catch though. Torbert lays it up and in. Shannon Brown just cupped that one and came back down, keep it alive.
A little opening here for Michigan State. They've got it to 11.
Hager's also going to come back in. Hager and Davis. Juwan Williams, well, he's just not missing.
That's a tough shot to make, too. You're going right at the pass. And normally your momentum takes your eye off that basket and you shoot it long. Wow, what kind of shot.
And long board to Felton. They've got the 4-on-2. Underneath, dump it over to May. And he lays it in for the easy basket. Right back to 15, matching the largest lead of the game.
Now Michigan State looks tired, and Tom Izzo's got to take a time out of his own, get some fresh troops in there.
He had some subs. He wanted to check in. There's just no dead ball situation to do that.
And he's telling Neitzel we don't need that jump shot.
What are you telling your team if you're Tom Izzo?
Well, that was just a talk that Tom Izzo gave Neitzel, not for this game, Jim, but for the future. He's got a freshman out there that took a shot that was unnecessary. When you're down like this, they've got to get that ball inside to Davis. They've got to let Brown and Ager be guys that really get some touches to score. They've got Trannon out in the ball game, Hill out in the game back now. Neitzel sits down. It makes sense to try to stay solid, get that ball inside some.
Bill on the drive and hacked on the outside by Felton. Been all North Carolina this half. The Roy Williams leading their charges. The Chargers.
think anyone's here.
Hey, where's that house of wax?
You're not gonna go in, are you?
Look how detailed this is. Tell me this doesn't look real.
All those wax figures, they're real people.
Go, Carly, run!
House of Wax. Rated R. Starts Friday, May 6th.
Time of year again.
Big deals for the big dance. The Chevy NCAA March Madness event has been extended. Score big on specially marked deals. Ends April 4th. Hurry to your local Chevy dealer today.
Get on the ball.
With the benefits of tax deferral, it's always the right time to open an IRA. Call 1-800-FIDELITY to open your no-load, no-fee IRA today. Smart move.
Good evening, I'm Derek Blakely. All new tonight, bells toll in Chicago and around the world as Catholics pay tribute to the late Pope John Paul. Join me and Marianne Childers after the game.
You know, the last time these two met in the NCAA tournament, Billy, you brought it up earlier, it was the Sweet 16 of 1998. North Carolina won it 73-58.
Isn't that amazing?
That's exactly where we are right now in this one. With 6:53 to go. Tuesday on CBS, don't miss an episode of NCIS that will keep you guessing until the very end. Mark Harmon stars. That's Tuesday on CBS.
Well, what Michigan State needs right now is a guy that scored 18 in that game, Mateen Cleaves. He was their leading scorer and obviously the guy that led them to great success in years that followed. Almost a turnover that time by Trennan.
And looking for Davis. Back out to Hill. Step back three. And it's McCants with it.
And Hill just unable. We're talking about a guy that was one of the premier outside shooters in the country prior to this year.
Yep. Fifth all time.
Yeah, he holds the record at Michigan State with 10 of 18 threes that he had against Syracuse. He used to be just a great perimeter shooter.
That's fifth all time, talking about Hill in Big Ten Conference play. He's 1 for 6 tonight.
Yeah, and he's the #2 career three-point shooter behind Sean Respert at Michigan State.
Ager, and there's the ball. It's a charge.
Finally, Manuel gets a foul going the other way. He picked up 4 earlier. Pretty good defense on his part.
Sean May returns. And Williams out. Jawad Williams.
Jawad Williams, who was really struggling, had a hip flexor problem, but really came up big in this ball game today, particularly when North Carolina was struggling.
That hip flexor problem you mentioned happened in the ACC tournament against Clemson. And he has struggled until tonight.
Williams so strong inside, but nothing there. Davis still battling.
Somehow Jack Emanuel has it. Comes out of the pack.
Good job by Felton. Pull things back out. Get something good here. Everybody doing 360 spins.
And that's knocked out by Maurice Ager. And here comes Spartans Kelvin Turbin. Another senior coming in for Hill.
And with 5 minutes and roughly 30 seconds to go, if you're North Carolina, you've got to now start being a little bit more patient. Take good shots here. You don't want to give any opening whatsoever for Michigan State.
Chance looking for help. Outside it goes with May. Jumper. And May, a different man in this second half.
Seems a lot fresher, doesn't he, Jim?
He really does.
Yep.
You spotted that fatigue issue early.
Well, sometimes you just lose your wind early, but I thought Izzo did a fine job in that first half. Look at Davis taking it to him.
Too strong, and May and Davis battle. Tie up. It goes to the Spartans.
Davis really showing some energy out here right now. Young man who's had a terrific run here late in the year.
May with 18 in the game, 14 of them coming in this half. 5 minutes to go.
Good screen, and there's a hold, and Manuel will sit down. 5 fouls. He got 4 quick ones in that first half. Roy Williams going to give him a hand. That brings Noel back in. Pretty good trade-off for North Carolina.
Well, Manuel, one of the seniors at Carolina who has lived through so much. That 8-20 freshman year, an NIT second season, out in the second round last year to Texas in the NCAAs, and now just 5 minutes away from a championship game appearance.
McCants walked down the sideline almost to hide down in the corner, and Torbett saw him out of the corner of his eye and ran down here to stay with him. McCants thought he was going to sneak one in. Pretty clever move on his part, and nice job by Torbett to spot him.
It's the 8th free throw made in this half by Ager, but still 15 down. They're going to have to pull off an Illinois-like comeback.
How about a Louisville-type comeback, any kind of comeback? That's not the kind of shot, if you're North Carolina, you want. You want to occupy some clock here, make them play May.
Lob. Brannon, now Brown on the floor, no whistle. Felton up ahead. Noel gives it up. McCann soars, and Trannon hustles down to get the defensive rebound.
How about Torbett?
Ager called for it. Gets it underneath, pinned, and it'll be Michigan State ball.
Well, we are seeing some blocks against fast-breaking opportunities by guys that are great finishers. McCants can finish. Boy, what a block by Williams.
Elvin Scott returns. Bograka's in for Michigan State.
Well, this is a nice move, I think, here by Roy Williams. He's going to go with 2 guards out on the floor, probably to get a little better ball handling. And force Michigan State to really have to play hard in the half-court defense.
They need a 3. Ager gets it for him. Still a dozen down. 4:16 to play. Williams bouncing it in inside, and a 3-point opportunity for the Tar Heels.
Great creation by May on that place. Davis was right there to block that shot.
North Carolina in this half, they're shooting. Felton hit a couple of long-range shots. Jawad Williams hot throughout, but May now with 20 on the game, 16 and a half.
Very quiet first half by this young man, but he has picked it up. He's got the great hands. Worked so hard to get his body in condition to be the kind of player he is. There he is hustling back down court. Well, North Carolina not shooting free throws that well, Jim. This is the kind of situation you can really build on that lead.
Ager hit one a minute ago. This one really deep.
Oh!
And again, Maurice Ager
on a step-back 3.
11's the margin. Scott lobs it in. And Trannon helped. That one might have bounced. They thought off his foot. They make an appeal. They thought that went off the shoe of May, but it'll be North Carolina ball coming out of the break. Ager's hit their last 8 points.
Come back. You still have a few more minutes.
With my McGriddles and delicious coffee waiting for me, I can dream on.
The marriage was built to last.
You are so awesome.
But the house was built too small.
This is kind of awesome.
How long are we here?
For 1 year, Sparks will fly.
This is not awesome.
I just want to make an omelet.
Oh, are you kidding me?
The drama will be real, but it won't save you any money on car insurance.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why haven't you called Geico?
No one ever woke up one morning and said, I just want to be an ordinary musician, or an ordinary tennis player, or writer, or runner. No one ever said, I just want to be an ordinary coach, or even an ordinary scientist. So why the heck would anyone ever say, I just want to be an ordinary investor? At E-Trade Financial, we keep challenging the ordinary to help investors be extraordinary.
That time of year again.
Big deals for the big dance. The GM NCAA March Madness event. The price you see is the price you pay. Specially marked deals extended through April 4th.
Was this 42-year-old murder a hate crime? Black man thinks he's white.
You never reported this? Who would I report it to? The police?
A new cold case tomorrow.
Catch Desperate Housewives Terry Hatcher on TV's funniest sitcom.
You could have at least put on a bra. Some of us don't need bras.
Wow. 2.5 Men Championship Monday.
Well, Mr. Eagle Eye Nance spotted something here I never saw. Watch this. And that is Sean May's foot in contact with the ball. And there it goes out of bounds. A nice punt, Jim. And you were all over it.
Unfortunately, though, for Spartan fans, it wasn't seen that way by everyone, so it'll be North Carolina ball up 11.
27 seconds on the clock. On the shot clock, 3:38 to go. And North Carolina now has to start playing smart like we saw Illinois play in the first game, where they just made it impossible for Louisville to come back. When there are comebacks, the team that gives up the lead sometimes allows the comeback.
Back in, and look at Davis's hustle. It'll still go back to the Tar Heels with 17 on the shot clock.
You can't fault Davis at all, Jim, down this stretch. He has played so hard both ends of the floor and hasn't gotten to rest much in this second half. First half, he was able to take some time off because he never had to go head-to-head with May.
There's 14 rebounds, Billy, tying a career high. Get inside they go, another lob that delivers. May again.
Felton wanted to have that one. Hager, it's been hot.
Defended this time, though. Scott gets it out of there, squirts it out. Another lob. Marvin Williams turn.
You can see that coming, and this is what you don't want to have happen if you're Michigan State. You turn a team, #1 scoring team in the country loose in this regard, and it's going to cost you.
Come on, Marvin Williams at one end, and then Maurice Ager at the other. They call it a two. There's the May dunk. Marvin Williams got the next one.
That ball was beautifully thrown by McCants, too, Jim. Nice, soft, put it up there so hands could just put it away.
Speaking of identical scores, this is the score by which Illinois beat Michigan State in their one matchup this year. And North Carolina's moving in on an Illinois matchup right now. They played Michigan State, the common opponent here, to an identical score at the moment. And you look at front court scoring, and the advantage to the Tar Heels in the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Complete tournament coverage, CBS Sports Line.
And Jim, you know, the guy you really want to credit, I realize that that is a substantial difference, but the guy you really want to credit, even more than May, I think, is Williams. Jawad Williams today, when North Carolina needed him the most, really stepped up in that first half. And here's Scott, who hit 2 key foul shots.
Bill comes back for Bograkis. Yeah, I agree, Billy. As big as May has been in this half, that first half by Jawad Williams, and even in portions in the early going in this half, Jawad was carrying him.
Yep. And now you've got Ager, the guy that wants that ball, looks like he wants to take the shots. Got to help out on him a little bit.
The last 10 points on the board by the Spartans have come by way of Ager. But North Carolina is marching through another Big Ten team tonight. It was Wisconsin in the regional final. Michigan State here tonight. And we'll have another waiting for them on Monday night, it appears, because they're just 2 minutes away from sealing it.
Well, we talked about them facing each other in 1957 in a Final Four. North Carolina came away with a triple overtime win there, and it looks like they'll come away with a win here as well.
4 on the shot clock, and Felton.
You get Williams.
Williams knocks it. Oh, they say it's off of Michigan State. I didn't see it that way.
Williams, about 6'10", long arms, pretty strong for a freshman.
Timeout, North Carolina. North Carolina calls it. Tom Izzo has said, my most special Final Four team of all. That run's about to come to an end.
Multitasking is great, except when you're driving. Answer the cell phone, referee the kids in the back seat, drink your coffee. We all do it. But Allstate knows if you do it a little less, you're less likely to have an accident or get a ticket. Keep a safe record and Allstate can save you up to 20%. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Jim, this Michigan State team has 3 seniors that have scored over 1,000 points, coupled with Davis. That gives them 4 players on this year's team with 1,000 points. Never been done before in Michigan State history. But you know what is really amazing? We've had 4 teams play today, and all 4 teams, there's only been 48 teams in the history of college basketball that have had 4 players with 1,000 points, and 4 of them played on this court today. Unbelievable.
Pretty amazing when you think about that. That's in the history of the game.
That's right. 48.
4 of the 48, all of them are here.
That's right.
All 4 of them here are able to be blessed with 4,000-point scores.
You know
Melvin Scott to the line.
What that talks about is unselfish play, guys who obviously enjoy playing with each other, and guys willing to give up the ball.
Well, Tom Izzo said his team was void of any superstars, but it was also a team that was ego-free. They had 4 games in the tournament before this one, 4 different leading scores in those games. Tom Izzo joining Fred Taylor, the old Ohio State coach, is the only 2 to take 4 teams to the Final Four in their first 10 years. Pretty amazing accomplishment. Reach around on Williams, Marvin Williams.
And of course, Fred Taylor was able to take those teams led by Jerry Lucas, John Havlicek, the guy who hasn't had too bad a coaching career in the NCAA. Bob Knight played on those teams. 3 straight years Ohio State with Fred Taylor went to the Final Four, winning in their sophomore year and then losing to Cincinnati in their junior and senior years.
Davis front end of a 1-1. Thursday night they had the salute presentation. All 4 teams were on hand, all the players, the coaches, and Coach Izzo was asked about all that talk on the selection night when he's told his team they had a hunch that we were going to be going on a run. He says, I have no doubt we're going to have a run. But he did admit, I didn't expect that run was going to take us all the way to St. Louis. It's been a hugely successful NCAA tournament, even though it's going to end earlier than they had hoped for this week. 5 seed making it all the way to the Final Four. North Carolina and Illinois will be the championship matchup. It's the matchup that college basketball fans have been clamoring for at least 2 months.
Yeah, and go back to January.
Marvin Williams with the 3. And Ager able to sky for the rebound. Final minute. Ager in the paint.
Nice job getting inside there, and Williams wisely pulls the ball back. Everybody looks for Felton.
What do you think if North Carolina is able to beat the 3rd-place team from the Big Ten, the 2nd-place team from the Big Ten, and then Monday night beat Illinois, they would not only win the Big Ten tournament championship, but the NCAA championship. They'd be the Big Ten champs, in a way, and the national champs.
And how about Seth Davis? What did he lecture everybody at halftime?
He said this tempo was going to cost him.
Absolutely. You try to play with North Carolina this way, he was all over.
Yes, he was. He issued a warning at halftime.
Yes, he did.
And in fact, that did do him in. And here come all the subs. They'll take the starters out, and we'll see him again on Monday night.
That should be quite a game. And as you said, Jim, I would say since Wake Forest got knocked off by Illinois, early in when Illinois just destroyed Wake Forest at their place. And North Carolina, even though they struggled a little bit, they got lost to Wake Forest, I think people were saying, these are the 2 best teams in the country, and here they earn their way to play each other on Monday night. The way it ought to be.
Well, you said that on Selection Sunday. You said, I think that those two teams, Illinois and North Carolina, are the two best. There are a bunch of teams that are just a little bit behind them. But these two that ended up in the final AP poll, 1-2, Illinois 1, North Carolina 2, will play for the championship.
Nice. And there was what I talked about, unselfish play. Torbert, the senior, giving up the ball to a guy who had a better shot. Well, Drakish wanted a foul there and didn't get the call.
That's Holly with the 3. And Davis still working for everything.
Torbert, a man that so much was expected of when he came to Michigan State, accepted his role as a sub, great team player, had a fine career.
Amo keeps it alive, out to Davis. Holly pulls it down, and North Carolina is in the championship matchup with Illinois. A resounding second half performance by the Tar Heels. 21-point turnaround in all in the second half. Roy Williams will play for that elusive championship on Monday night.
Well, he's won 39 NCAA tournament games, and that's the most anybody's ever won who has not yet won a championship.
The coach and the squad that has returned the Carolina program to prominence. They find themselves in the Monday night matchup with Illinois. The Fighting Illini and the Tar Heels will meet on this floor Monday night. 87-71, the final. North Carolina.
A rainy day is my chance to be home. Be a fan. Be a kid. Be lazy. Problem is, there are no rainy days. My life is about never settling. That's why my card is American Express.
I want to give you a job.
Can you protect the president?
Only one way to find out. X, State of the Union, rated PG-13, in theaters everywhere, April 29th.
We started with a blank page and added over a century of knowledge. Introducing the totally redesigned, all-new 2006 M-Class.
No matter what your goal, GNC has the right product at the right price to help you reach it. Now save 20 to 50% on everything in our store. All diet products, all sports nutrition products, all vitamins and supplements. What's your goal? Bring it to GNC.
Come back. You still have a few more minutes.
With my McGriddles and delicious coffee waiting for me, I can dream on.
At Geico.com, you can get free rate quotes and handle all your car insurance needs online. But we like to make it interesting. Here's an idea we received via email. Yo, I think your website would be the bomb if you had the gecko do the robot.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
No matter what your goal, GNC has the right product at the right price to help you reach it. Now save 20 to 50% on everything in our store. All diet products, all sports nutrition products, all vitamins and supplements. What's your goal? Bring it to GNC.
I ran the 800. I studied mechanical engineering and industrial design. I was a conference champion. I graduated with a GPA of 3.2. It took hard work, discipline, and stamina. And believe me, I rely on those things every day raising my daughter.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
A crime that happens uptown will be solved by what's discovered downtown.
Everything's connected. Just have to find out how.
Play it safe on and off the court. Always choose a designated driver. A message from Anheuser-Busch. Responsibility matters.
As we welcome you back to St. Louis, we remind you that coming up next for many of you, your late local news. Stay tuned. So tonight, North Carolina's Tar Heels advance with an 87-71 win over the Spartans of Michigan State. Here are your Chevy most valuable players for our second game tonight. Maurice Ager with 24 points for Michigan State. Sean May, 22 points, 7 rebounds for North Carolina. March Madness 2005 culminates on Monday night, and CBS Sports coverage begins at 9 Eastern Time with prelude to a championship, followed by the NCAA championship game between North Carolina and Illinois. Jim Nance and Billy Pack are standing by courtside with head coach Roy Williams and Jawad Williams of the Tar Heels. Jim.
All right, Greg, Roy Williams, Jawad Williams. I'll let you begin, Billy, with Jawad.
Well, Jawad, we saw you struggle coming into this ball game, but stepping up as a senior was a great thing to watch. How did it feel out there tonight to have everything going your way?
It felt great. I mean, I'm not worried about my individual performance. I just wanted my team to get a W tonight.
Well, you led them that way tonight, didn't he? It was great to see.
Coach, I got to ask you about what the difference was in the second half and your thoughts looking ahead to Monday night.
I think the determination of Jawad and the other guys to play much better and compete harder in the second half. Because first half, we didn't compete like we have all year long. And, you know, Marty Schottenheimer one time told me, enjoy the wins until midnight. So I'm going to enjoy this. Illinois is a great club. I think they've done the most of anybody all year long, but we get to play the game.
All right, Coach, I know we got to let you go. We'll see you guys Monday night.
Congratulations. Nice going.
In the national championship game, Illinois, North Carolina, and we'll continue from St. Louis in a moment.
Yellow.
Do not get one scratch on my car.
Pro quarterback Paul Crewe isn't the hero he used to be.
Good news, boys. I didn't spill my beer.
But to the convicts at Allenville Prison,
you're going to put together a team of inmates to play against my guard.
Looking forward to it.
He's just what they need.
Why can't I be quarterback, huh? Hit me. I'm open. That's why. Now sit down and shut up.
The longest yard.
How about from now on you call a fair game? Okay.
Rated PG-13.
Wet Willie.
May 27th.
You give me fever.
Applebee's Barbecue Fever. From our sweet baby backs to our new grilled barbecue shrimp.
Fever, till you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Nice.
Shall we?
This new M-Class has a more powerful engine, 268 horsepower.
I can feel it, huh? Corner.
7 speeds, hands never leave the wheel.
Yeah.
All new interior. Sportier. Unibody construction. Better handling.
Can we stop? Sir, please.
Oh, sure. Electronic brake assist. So what'd you think?
Wow.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
The totally redesigned, all-new 2006 M-Class, starting at $40,470.
There's a place for us. Somewhere, a place for us. Peace and quiet and
For those in the academic, medical, and cultural fields whose work serves the greater good, we serve you. TIAA CREF, Financial Services, for the greater good.
You give me fever.
Applebee's Barbecue Fever. From our sweet baby backs to our new grilled barbecue shrimp.
Fever, till you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Hoop fans, don't miss your chance to go to the 2006 NCAA Men's Final Four at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, April 1st and 3rd. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's ncaasports.com.
And don't forget the 2006 Women's Final Four, April 2nd and 4th at the Fleet Center in Boston. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's ncaasports.com, the official website of the NCAA.
Friday, this math genius predicted where and when bank robbers will strike. The only thing he didn't calculate was how.
They're covering their exit!
this case, it isn't about robbing banks.
See that?
What's inside a bank that's more valuable than money?
A look at St. Louis, Missouri on this busy Final Four Saturday night. Our aerial coverage provided by Monster. Today's the day. We'd like to remind you once again, your late local news is coming up next for many of you here on CBS. Welcome back, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. Your final thoughts on what we just saw.
Very impressive second half by North Carolina defensively and on the defensive glass. No second shot attempts for Michigan State. That fueled their fast break and got them the double-digit lead.
North Carolina did a great job flipping on that switch in the second half, but you cannot do that against Illinois. It's going to take North Carolina's best defensive performance of the season, and they're going to have to play 2 full halves to close this thing out.
All right, guys, want to remind you, tomorrow you can start your sports viewing day on CBS at noon Eastern time with live coverage of the NASDAQ 100 men's tennis final between the world's #1 player, Roger Federer, and 18-year-old Rafael Nadal of Spain. Monday night, our exclusive live primetime coverage of the 2005 NCAA men's basketball championship game tips at 9 Eastern time with prelude to a championship, followed by the NCAA title game, North Carolina and Illinois. We thank you for being with us. For Clark, for Seth, for all of us here at CBS Sports, I'm Greg Gumbel. Good night from St. Louis. We'll see you Monday evening.
Monday on The Late Show, don't miss P. Diddy. And Tuesday, Dave's All New with Drew Barrymore and Charles Barkley. Now your local news.
The 265 horsepower Acura MDX with electronic four-wheel drive. Because you never know what nature might throw at you.
High endurance body wash. Get clean, feel clean, smell great.
William, get out of the shower. Can you hear me in there?
High endurance body wash from Old Spice.
To some of the pros out there, just in case you forgot.
This is what a pass looks like.
This is what setting a pick looks like.
This is what a 15-foot jumper looks like.
This is what moving your feet looks like. This is what floor burn looks like.
There are 2 motivations in sports. Which is yours?
Night. Night. Oh, Steven, let's not forget to touch base with the West Coast. Okay. Oh, and Steven, we need to get that SRP report out first thing tomorrow. Okay? Yeah, gonna have a pretty late night myself.
Everything you want, every time you visit, including free long distance and high-speed internet when you join Wyndham by request.
NCAA March Madness on CBS is live in high definition. From the Final Four to the crowning of college basketball's national champion, the thrilling Cinderella stories and come from behind buzzer beaters are part of the most intense crystal clear television experience ever. Comcast digital cable with high definition. So the celebrations, eliminations, and coronation in the College Hoop Nation is an experience you'll never forget. It can be yours with CBS HD on Comcast digital cable with high definition.